let's get started. Hope everyone had a good Monday. Decent-ish Monday. Mine went on forever. I didn't sleep very well. Let me get into the game. Okay, yeah. I did not sleep well at all last night. When I should have been sleeping, I instead went down an internet rabbit hole, basically, on a stupid subject, and just spent many hours just looking at different things instead of sleeping. And I paid for it today at work. And yeah, the day just went on forever, it felt like. If you're not watching live, if you're watching this archived, it's late at night on that Monday, this Monday that I'm speaking of. But I know that during yesterday's Sunday stream, I did say I would be streaming frequently this week. And I think, if I remember correctly, said I'd go back to streaming 2064 after teasing that I'd be coming back to this game for so long and saying it so often. I did check, because it had been so long since we last played this. I not only tried to catch up a bit about what was happening last, just so I wasn't completely blind, and also I did realize that it's been over 2 months since the last time we played this. So good times. I know I'm probably, according to one of my favorite websites as of late, howlongtobeat.com, probably time-wise, we're at least probably like about halfway through this game. At least. So we're not super far from finishing it. And it'd be good to finally finish it. I don't like starting things and not finishing them. So we're going to play this for maybe like an hour. It's going to be short. Like I said, I didn't sleep much at all last night, and I do plan on getting at least some sleep tonight. So that's the goal. Now, if you are watching archived, you of course can go back and watch the past streams if you're like, what the hell was going on in this game? Because I barely remembered. Like I said, it's been timestamp wise, when I checked the video, it's like 2.5 months maybe since the last time we played this, which is unfortunate. Well, not really unfortunate, but it just made me, I was like trying to, right before I went live, I was like, alright, I'll scrub through the video for like 10 minutes, see what the hell was going on. And I figured out a bit. I remember the characters and stuff. That is what I think is important. So we broke into an apartment of someone. That I remember. We broke into an apartment, and that's really it. So let's try to acquaintance ourselves with the UI here. A Vintage Works amp and is connected for plugging in old phones. Oh yeah, I forgot that I have to read a lot of this game out, so it's kind of weird because my throat was feeling weird right before I went live, so that's fun. Let me take a look. A collection of books about writing on writing good. Alright, is there any old food? Look at the old food. An old greasy bag of to and fro. To and fro. I can't read. Holy shit. To and fro. You know, to and fro makes a lot more sense. An old greasy bag of to and fro. A fast food chain with state... Oh my god, I can't read. Jesus. This is terrible. A fast food chain the state is famous for. Flies are circular... Breathe in. Breathe out. Here we go. To and fro. Circling like vultures. Now I know why it's been about over 2 months since I last played this. I don't know how to read. Okay. Nothing interesting about the food apparently. Let's see. Shatar's ROM. Shatar's ROM called itself LJ2, right? No, that was uninformative. The ROM just sits there. It appears to be powered down. Oh, fuck. It doesn't respond to your touch, and there's no power switch. Dope. Room control. Panel. Use.
Hey!
Okay.
That's better.
Let's not do that then. Not allowed to, It may be a pocket tree, but don't pickpocket it. This window is open. It leads to the fire escape. Leave through the window? No, let's look around a little more.
Shotaro must be plugged into the mesh. He hasn't even noticed us.
Okay.
I feel like I could scream without him knowing. Ah! Hi! Mr. Otsuka!
Otsuka!
Nothing.
I'm sorry, I was checking something real quick. Okay. Oh,
hello,
shit.
Guest. Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
We just checked, and he seems busy.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
A hot drink would be nice. When was your last diagnostic check?
I run regular self-checks and have noticed no irregularities in either my hardware or software. I appreciate your concern. If you think I am behaving erratically, perhaps you could mention it to Shotaro. He is skilled at maintenance.
How long has your owner been ill?
Shotaro has been under the weather for some time, but I could not tell you precisely when. He rarely has visitors or goes on outings, so this is only slightly abnormal behavior for him. In fact, you are the first visitor he has had in a while. Several days, in fact. Perhaps you could ask him about it yourself. I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
Yeah, wake him up. Might as well ask the last one. Is your owner still making blog updates?
He is. Shotaro is a diligent man, even in the face of such adversity. If you are a reader of his work, his next significant piece will be going online tomorrow. I will not spoil it for you.
No, thank God.
Very well. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to assist.
Wait, are you not gonna... The ROM evades your touch. I'm sorry. Are you not gonna wake him up? Wake him up? Do you think?
Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving anyone. He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
Check.
We just checked, and he seems busy.
We're just going through the same dialogue.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
No, that's
Very
okay.
well. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to assist.
Okay, well... Give him the spoiled milk. Yeah. Alright, none of that is... So he's just not gonna check on him for me? So that just... Be careful, if you accidentally disconnect them, you'll never be able to get those things working again. Okay. I'm trying to see... This is what you get when you come back to a game like 2.5 months. And you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with the milk. Although, I don't think I'm actually supposed to do anything with that, seeing as I've had that since the beginning of the game. No. Okay, robot, you've been unhelpful.
We should talk to Mr. Otska first.
Turing! I've tried. Am I missing something to interact with? Okay, this is what you get with adventure games, man. And my dumb... Oh. You can't find any way to work the TV. Of course, the flat screen is bare, embedded in the wall. A fancy newsfeed made of multiple streams on the mesh idly plays on the TV, muted. Nope, there's nothing else either. Talk? Nudge? Nudge him. What the? Why?
Oh no!
Fucking hell,
We're
that
too
scared
late.
me. What kind of reveal is this? Just that noise startled me. Oh god, okay. He'd be dead. How long has he been here?
It looks like he's been here for a couple of days, maybe a little longer. That means whoever did this did it before we even found out about all of this. Stabbed in the chest, right through the back of the chair. Looks like it severed his carotid artery. I don't want to make any assumptions, but I can't help but wonder if this was done by the same person who assaulted Zin.
It's the robot.
His ROM doesn't even think anything is wrong. We need to hurry. If I'm right, everyone we've talked to so far is in more danger than we thought. Someone is following us.
Ah!
We have to find his computer so I can see if I can pull anything relevant off of it. You interrogate his ROM. Maybe you can find out why it's acting so strange.
You did it. The ROM did it.
Shotaro has been a bit under the weather recently, so he has not been receiving
One way of
anyone.
putting it.
He is trying very hard to keep up with his deadlines, but I will check and see if he has a moment to speak with you.
Oblivious
That's
ROM.
okay. We'll wait.
Is there anything else I might assist you with? A drink, perhaps?
Shitaro's dead. LJ2.
It shut itself down again.
Oh god. That's sad.
Let's see if we can pull some useful information off of Mr. Otska's computer. If we can find it.
If we can find his computer?
We should try to access Mr. Otska's computer first.
Okay, so I've got to... The protocols used by the GX Ultra Beach weren't around back when this baby was built. Who even knows what trouble even is? There's no one to buzz in, also that would be weird. I thought for some reason that
Let
might
there
help
be
me
light.
find this computer.
I know finding work has been hard for you, but stealing Christmas presents... No wonder he was stacking up the food like this. We shouldn't disturb him.
No, we're trying to find his,
There's no sense in talking to a corpse.
Or is there?
It's so gruesome, so tragic. I was never prepared to handle anything like this. I hate this.
There are no buttons or controls to be found. Okay. The milk! I can use the milk on them. You really shouldn't leave your milk with them. Then again, you probably shouldn't be walking around with it either. You hear absolutely nothing. You can't scan anything while it's powered down, and it doesn't need this info anyway. You nudge the little ROM, but nothing happens. There's no response at all. Leave through the window.
Mr. Otsuka's computer might have relevant information.
Okay, desk! Great. It's touch sensitive. This entire desk must be Mr. Otsuka's computer. Great. So it's because latest article, some data as recently as today.
I'll start downloading these files.
Download away.
I finished my examination of Mr. Otsuka's computer. I didn't find anything particularly interesting, but I copied some files to be examined later. If we're all done here, we should hurry and go warn Nanya about what we found. Charlie and Sympathy, too.
Let's do it.
They might be in immediate danger, so we must act fast.
Dun dun
Let's
dun
head
dun
for
dun
Nanya's
dun dun
business.
dun 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 dun. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh yeah, we climbed through. Okay, go to the map. Boop. Nonia's. Go.
Shit! What the hell are you doing back here? Wait, let me guess. You stole some of my files, or hacked my brain, or used telepathy or some shit. Found out someone
All
else
of
got
them.
hit by your little ghost in the machine, and when you got there, found out he was deader than new disco. That close enough?
That is distressingly accurate.
Yeah, it's awkward.
Well, it wasn't much of a damned guess. Charlie Nova is dead.
What? Charlie?
What? Charlie is...
The auto cab he was in drove him right off the bridge and into the bay.
Everyone we know is dying.
It's been all over the news for the last 10 minutes, and I'm not looking to be next. I'm getting the hell out of NeoSF, and I'm gonna forget that I ever saw you, ever knew Charlie, ever gave a shit about any of this.
Maybe smart idea.
Hell, maybe I'll pick up a new career. I'm less likely to get murdered for being a fry cook. That's for damn sure. Have a good life!
Oh!
Oh no! No! Why is this happening?
Jesus! Just everyone's getting taken out.
There was no one in that car. No heat signatures, no wireless emissions, nothing.
I'm next.
It wasn't even an auto cab. It's a manual.
How is that even possible?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
All the murders are going to be pinned on us.
This is too much. I've had enough. I don't care who's controlling the news anymore.
Serious business.
Almost everyone we've talked to so far has died, and I can't live with any more blood on my hands. We're not investigating this lead any further.
Wait, we're not?
As of right now.
Options. So that's it? You're just gonna give up? Just like that?
I'm just done. We're completely out
Hands
of
on
leads,
hits.
and I can't even imagine watching anybody else die. I couldn't handle that. We have more pressing avenues of inquiry to make. Let's move on.
This game does not autosave, so please be sure to save frequently. Well, the game continues to tell us that. I mean, I save pretty frequently. Hey! Next chapter. Chapter 4. Outer sunset.
Well, we should go to Melody's home and at least meet her.
She's gonna die. Quilty is sparkling to the heavens, a top-grade jade.
You really pulled it off. I'm impressed.
Fuck yeah, I did. Okay. Alright, I guess we just go.
Ready to head out?
Okay, let's head out. To the flower mansion. Something wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was wool gathering.
Wool gathering.
I see we've arrived at the Melody Flores residence. It's quite impressive. But that's to be expected, considering that she is still the majority owner of the Flower Cybernetics Group, despite retiring from day-to-day operations at the company. I wonder how she and Hayden first began working together.
Boo-doo-doo? Question mark.
Sorry, back on task. Is there anything you'd like to know before we head inside?
Let's see. Can you tell me about Melody?
Not a whole lot.
Great.
She's largely private, in contrast to her mother's penchant for courting a media circus. Several biographies of former Flower executives show her as intensely passionate about demilitarizing the company to the point of absolute viciousness in the boardroom. But it's been a long time since her days of fighting for the company, and she's since stepped away from the helm. There's talk that she's lost her spine in her old age, but... well, I'd take that with a grain of salt.
Okay.
She may have retreated from the corporate battlefield, but you don't change the entire direction of a company as large as Flower if you're a quitter. Stay on your toes.
Stay on your toes. Give me a rundown of Flower Cybernetics.
Flower Cybernetics was established in the early 2000s by Melody's mother, Antonella.
Antonella.
It started out developing cutting-edge medical tech, including advanced prosthesis and nanoparticle diagnostic and treatment technologies. They were vastly successful when they perfected the first synthetic nerve mesh, allowing direct connection and control between the nervous system and a cybernetic prosthesis. The majority of their early projects were defense technologies for the American military, developing ruggedized military prosthesis for use on injured soldiers, and then eventually electively for special forces. This research line culminated in the development of brain-controlled androids as shock troops, long since barred by international law. Melody took over the company from her aging mother, and she fought against developing further military hardware from that point on. She pushed the company to use the BCA technology for the company's original goals of medical advancement, as well as developing the first direct link virtual reality implants. The company is largely successful on a global scale, despite continued legislative movement against extensive cybernetic use, especially brain implants.
Didn't Yannick say he and Melody had a falling out?
He did, and I can't shine much light on that. I know that System 1 worked with Flower to help develop the first operating systems for the direct link virtual reality implants, so perhaps it happened during that time. Also, Flower eventually went with a different company for future models of the implant, but there was never any public talk of a personal falling out between the heads of the companies. I'll scrape the mesh for more rumors, but they'll only be that, rumors. I can do my best to parse fact from fiction, but it blurs too much for me to be sure what's real.
Let's go ahead and head in then.
No time like the
Turing.
present then.
Alright, we'll go ahead and click just save here before. Since the game wanted us to. Wow. I did it. Alright. Out of this. Now what is... It's a bear. Small-scale bear statues guard the entrance to the mansion. Can't take it, not marble, nor the gilded monuments. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Mansion, a doorbell, plants, ring, doorbell. It's a bear! I'm shocked. It's a fucking Coca-Cola bear. I don't even want to know. Yeah, okay, so we can talk to the bear, we could ask Turing, or we just give up. Hi, is Melody home?
Your guess is as good as mine. Mine says we can go in. Should we?
We don't have much else of an option here.
Oh, wow! Swanky!
Regal as shit. Swanky?
What? I have been trying to increase my usage of colloquialisms. Is swanky too out of date?
I like swanky.
It's certainly before my time.
It's before her time.
Oh, Ms. Flores! Excuse us for the intrusion. My name is Turing and...
Oh, I know who you are.
I I can explain. I know you don't like Dr. Fairlight very much, but I assure you there's a situation.
Fairlight? I didn't realize Hayden's research had become a charity case. Though I suppose little boy Yannick will throw money at anything that raises his profile on the mesh.
Wait, you know Hayden? Also, we actually only just met Dr. Fairlight yesterday.
Oh, that's too bad. Now Pat won't have to eat you.
Oh god.
What?
Though I'm not sure your gears would have been good for his digestion.
Actually, madam, I'm not comprised of gears.
Actually?
Well, either way, he's on a diet.
Brr.
This philosophy is how I lead my life. Sometimes you eat the bear, and sometimes the bear, well, he eats you. Do you understand?
Not really.
It's a weird point to be
I
making.
don't have all day to entertain you, Turing, nor your new friend. Not even for Hayden. You don't have time to waste if you're going to find him, either.
Right.
Gardening ROM. A Malcolm model ROM is tending to the garden. Strawberry. A cat. Teapot. A thin string of steam escapes the delicate spout. Can I put the... It's fairly likely you can request milk that isn't toxic. Just trying to get rid of the milk, honestly. Strawberries. Look at strawberries. The biggest strawberries you have ever seen are assembled in a china bowl on the coffee table. Jesus, keep yawning. That's what I get. It's all my fault. The most regal looking robotic cat in the world sits prim and proper on the fainting chair. Pat is Melody's butler, not yours. He'll offer service when and only when his mistress permits. Room control. Monitor. The latest episode of Media Blitz is going into the sordid details of a new teen actor's island love affair with the local politician's daughter. Alright.
If you were one of Fairlight's worker bees, you wouldn't have made it through the door. So why are you here to badger me about poor Hayden?
You have me at a disadvantage, Ms. Flores. You seem far ahead of us on this matter.
Just call me Melody, darling. And of course. But I'll share a secret or two with you.
How about 3?
I have so many questions. Do you know what's happened to Hayden?
I wish I didn't. Maybe you don't want to either.
Please, Melody, any information you might have. We haven't had access to any of his research notes, and couldn't track down any collaborators he may have been working with. Perhaps if we know more, we might be able to nail down a solid motive.
Well, I don't know if I can speculate on that, beyond the usual corporate infighting. Not that Parallax is known for that, of course. We had been catching up recently, and he mentioned feelings of being watched. He started to worry he had been discussing your development with the wrong people. When he stopped returning my calls, and now that you've shown up with a total stranger, it becomes clear what happened.
I see. Can you tell us anything else about his disappearance?
Oh, I'm afraid not, dear. I've been around long enough to know what's coincidence and what isn't.
We were hoping you might be able to shine some light on my origins. Fairlight mentioned that you had worked with Hayden in the past.
I see Hayden didn't neglect curiosity in your personality makeup. Well, you and I haven't properly met, but considering how often Hayden badgered me for design schematics of Flower's latest neural implants, I might as well be your aunt? We'll go with that.
Aunt Melody.
I wouldn't mind being an aunt, even to a blue-headed robot.
I'm touched, Melody.
Well then, I'm willing to answer your questions, for now.
What's the story between you and Fairlight?
Oh, hell, that old bastard and I have been flashing daggers at each other for the better part of 20 years. I contracted out the software development for our first-gen direct-link VR neural implants to System 1. Things were going great, but after the first models sold like gangbusters, Yannick tried to get into bed with me, literally. I turned him down, very politely, I might add, and then suddenly all of the cooperation between our companies dried up. We've been at it back and forth ever since. I'd be damned careful about trusting him if I were you.
To be fair, back when we were first meeting Fairlight, even though it was, months ago, I do remember saying I didn't trust him.
He's a snake, and he'll do anything he can to get what he wants. Still, I suppose if he tried again now, I might not turn him down.
Oh!
It would be fun to needle him about me still having my own company when he doesn't have his.
Damn, she also sucks. How did you help Hayden with Turing?
Indeed. I don't see the connection between your company and Hayden's research into machine sapience.
Oh, Hayden wasn't researching machine sapience. At least not primarily. Not to diminish the importance of your creation, Turing, but it's best you know the truth. Hayden is mainly interested in developing a way to transfer human consciousness into a machine matrix. You can see why neural implants would obviously be an integral part of that.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Can you elaborate on your involvement?
Phew, if you can even call it involvement. It's a small city, and if you're in the tech sector, you are never more than 2 degrees removed from anyone else. When he started looking into this pet project of his, he came right up to my door and demanded access to the research logs behind our earlier implants. Cheeky, but it was impactful and disruptive, as they like to say around here. I couldn't care less about Flower's patents anymore, so I gave him what he wanted, just to see what he would do. I'm frankly more impressed than I expected I would be, but don't tell him that.
Don't worry. I won't.
Oh, that was a compliment, dear.
How would Turing's development help with digitizing the human mind?
The concept of transferring the human mind into a computer has been an attractive goal for decades. Functional immortality is a powerful lure. The brain is an immensely complicated machine, and even though we know the right buttons to push to make pictures show up, we still can't replicate the entire thing as a technological construct. Even with the virtual reality implants, we're really just relying on the brain's ability to make sense of nonsensical signals. So Hayden decided the best way to make a machine more like the human brain would be to work in the opposite direction. Instead of mimicking how the human brain worked, he started writing code that mimicked the functioning of the human mind. Think of it like convergent evolution. Two species adapt in similar ways, but on completely different continents. Hayden is a crack programmer when it comes to information collating. It's why Parallax hired him when they did. So he wrote a bunch of self-modifying learning algorithms that were, frankly, baffling, and let them loose. Poke and prod them here and there to make sure they value the same things humans do. And we eventually end up with you, Turing.
Interesting. Hayden never
Interesante.
revealed any of this to me.
I imagine he's pretty tight-lipped. You were the first prototype he considered a real success, and he was afraid of contaminating your development before he had a chance to make good observations.
Hayden wasn't invested in Turing's development?
I didn't say that. Hayden was quite interested in Turing, even if he is just a step to further research. In fact, he was preparing to publish his findings involving Turing, and I know it's going to make one heck of a splash in the scientific community. See, the most impressive part about you, Turing, is that you're surprisingly stock.
I assure you, Melody, my construction involves only the latest and greatest in ROM prototype technology.
Exactly. You're not off the shelf, but you're still just a souped-up ROM, more or less like every other one out there. Your personality algorithms are impressive, but they don't require some new space-age technology to work. Hayden is going to propose that human consciousness transference does not require special brain-like hardware architecture, but merely the right software wrapper to interface with the hardware. Much like how you function.
I suppose that is correct. Still, my personality matrices do take up substantial amounts of my processing power. Wouldn't custom hardware have capabilities that better serve such a demanding, specialized task?
Sure, there's still plenty of reason in trying to make a computer that works just like a human brain. Efficiency is an important part of that. But if Hayden can emulate the human mind in existing technology, it means we can start the immortality now, rather than waiting for hardware to catch up with Hayden's software. Frankly, I'm not terribly interested in living forever, but there's more than enough people who are.
Thank you for this, Melody.
Thank you for being so... I was gonna say posh. She's very...
I understand so little of my origins.
Well, I'm sorry I don't know more of the specifics. Hayden kept me up to date on his progress, but only in the vaguest of ways. If you can hunt down his notes, I'm sure they'll tell you more.
Note.
Of course, we'll keep looking. Now, perhaps we could ask some other questions?
Sure.
I think that's everything we need to know.
Good. I can get back to my retirement.
Ugh.
Thank you for your time, Melody. We'll be in touch later.
Oh, one more piece of information for you, if you'd like it. I've got the contact info for a Vincent Mensa, who I think might be of help to you.
Vincent Mensa.
Vincent was working more closely with Hayden inside Parallax, mostly on his company-approved research on data collating algorithms for the mesh. I'll send him a message and ask him to meet you somewhere. He owes me a favor
secret.
anyway, and might be able to give you some more information on anything else Hayden may have been working on.
That would be fantastic, Melody. Perhaps Golden Gate Park?
Be careful, Turing. I don't like Fairlight's stench all over this scenario. Don't show him too many of your cards.
Cards?
Huh?
This euphemism is unfamiliar to me.
Don't tell him anything if you can. Fairlight is more dangerous the more he's informed.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Wish us luck.
See, I don't feel like I can trust her really 100% either. Like, I don't trust anyone in this game. I only trust myself and Turing. Everyone else sucks. Good game, Park.
Can I help you?
Guy.
I don't really have time to talk. I'm waiting for someone.
Are you Vincent Mensa? We're here for a meeting on behalf of Melody Flores.
Oh, good. You're Melody's people.
That voice also sounds familiar.
Do you have everything that I asked for?
I think it's that one wrestler dude whose name escapes me at the exact moment. Do you have everything I asked for?
There must be some miscommunication. Melody said that you would be able to provide us with some information about Hayden Weber's projects within Parallax. He has gone missing, and any information we get may be useful.
Damn that old woman.
Damn that old woman.
What?
We had a deal. She promised me, and I'm not giving up anything until I get what I need. I already know Hayden is missing. Why else would I be willing to sell corporate secrets to Flower? This was my chance to get out of the city. Instead, she sends the two of you, hat in hand with nothing. I'm assuming you're Hayden's little pet AI?
Insulting, but accurate.
You tell him, Turing.
Look, I'm sorry to come off callous. I do want to help. Hayden was a colleague and a friend, and I want to know he's okay. But I also need help getting the hell out of Neo SF, and now. My info is my leverage, and it's not for free. I'll just have to find another buyer. Maybe after I make another deal, I'll be able to pass it to you.
Perhaps we could assist you? My friend here is a terrific journalist. Being skilled at hunting down people and information is part of the job.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Look, I need 100,000 credits, an untraceable car, and a fake passport for me and my wife, Francesca.
100,000 credits, untraceable car, fake passport.
If you can get me all that, I'll give you anything you want. Hayden's research notes, what I know about Parallax, my company's security credentials, whatever.
Oh, God.
If you're really sure journos can come up with that kind of stuff in one day.
We might be able to do that.
Might?
That's optimistic. Do you mind answering some other questions first?
Dear God, I'm doomed.
Melody only gave us a rough sketch of what you need. The more you can tell us about the situation, the sooner we can fulfill your request.
Sure, as long as it isn't the juicy stuff.
No juicy stuff. Why are you so adamant about getting out of Neo SF?
Because Parallax is rotting from the inside out. Hayden going missing is the last straw, and it's a big-ass straw.
Big-ass straw.
There is... how do I put this without giving it away?
Austin Creed. Xavier Woods. That's the guy's name. I forget which one's the wrestling name and which one's his real name. But I remember.
There's a new project about to roll out, and it's going to change everything about how Parallax does their business worldwide. Since the launch of the MeshNet, we've had some board shakeups, and the people at the top are different from the ones who've previously run the company. The altruism the company displayed in the past is gone. They're harder, more ruthless,
faster, better,
more concerned with profits,
stronger,
power than ever before.
That was
Not
a lame
just
joke.
richest company in the valley power either. Real power. My guess? Parallax got rid of Hayden because he was about to do something that would get in the way of that. If they're willing to get rid of the brightest mind on their payroll, what's to stop them from getting rid of me? There's a half dozen people who could do my job. So I'm getting out before I accidentally step on the wrong person's toes and end up at the bottom of the bay.
What do you do for Parallax?
I'm the head applications engineer for their data analysis division. Or maybe was, is what I should be saying. If Hayden is the big brain who comes up with the math that runs the search algorithms, I'm the guy who figures out how to collect and apply the data that we get. We've worked pretty closely for years, but he's head and shoulders above me as far as theory goes. Hayden built a fully independent machine intelligence in his spare time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to bash myself here. I'm a good software engineer, probably one of the best.
Probably.
Machine intelligence? In a form factor like yours? Now that blows my mind. We've got full immersion, virtual reality, yet most people would still call you science fiction.
If you say so.
Do you know anything about Hayden's disappearance?
Nothing concrete. I probably wouldn't have noticed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, Hayden goes out for a couple days all the time, right? Conferences and guest teaching. He doesn't exactly share his itinerary with me. I tried asking around and no one will say anything. If he had jumped ship, went to a different company, it would be the talk of the week at the water coolers. Instead, dead silence. Thankfully, he allowed me to keep backups of most of his work, simply because I cross-referenced it so much. He didn't like having it all in one place anyway.
I've worked in an office now for a few years now. People never gather around a water cooler. I've never even worked at a place that has a water cooler. So I think that's one of those references that's like always used in like common colloquialism. Like, oh, it's a water cooler moment, whatever. But no one's doing that. Just gathering around a shitty little water cooler thing. Just the point I wanted to bring up. How dare they say water cooler?
Bring me what I asked for, and I'll tell you more.
Thank you. We'll go get those things for you right
Sure.
away, sir.
I guess I can stick around here for a while.
Yeah, just hang tight
I need to make some calls anyway.
while I go collect a ton of money in an untraceable car for you, sir.
If you do manage to get what I need, bring it here today and you'll get anything you want. Forwarding photos and info for the passports to touring now. And I really hope you can do this.
Well, I'm gonna try.
I'd rather give it to you than some other corporation anyway.
If I can stop yawning so often.
See you soon.
I'm not quite sure where to get fake passports or an untraceable car.
Yeah, it's not really a easy thing to know.
The only only shady folks we know are those punks who vandalized Hayden's apartment.
Oh, the fucking punks. The
I
teens.
doubt they could point us in the right direction, but a long shot is better than no shot. They might agree to help us in repayment for the damage done to the apartment. They seemed remorseful. We should check Market Street for them, in case they regularly hang out there. As for the rest, perhaps Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits.
Dr. Fairlight or Melody could spot us the credits. Damn, do I have to choose between the two? Who I'm gonna beg for money?
That certainly is no small amount, but is unlikely to cause much consternation for either of them, assuming they are as dedicated to helping as they claim. Melody is assumably home as usual, and Fairlight did let us know he'd be at the hospital.
I'll probably have to choose between the two, who I'd rather get money from.
We could ask either of them for assistance. Up to you to decide which would be a better course of action.
I don't like either of them. I think they're both kind of shady. See, I can't tell if it's like super obvious signs that they probably both in their own way suck, right? Between Fairlight and Melody. But like, I can't tell if it's trying to be obvious to me and be like, hey, Dr. Fairlight, lots of warning flags, and Melody, she's the second one you've spoken to, and she said not to trust him, right? Plus, she said don't, you know, don't reveal more than you have to with him. So if I go to him and request money, or it's knowing that someone would think that's the obvious thing, like, oh, all these signs, and himself point to Fairlight being creepy or someone you can't trust, and they know most people then would pick to ask. Or should we try to not ask money from the most trustful people and instead take money away from the shitty people, you know? We'll go talk to her again. For some reason, I just trust her more.
Maybe we should ring the bell first?
Okay. I thought we were best friends now. I didn't think I had to ring the doorbell.
Hello, Pat. Could we see Melody?
You bum some cash. Face.
I guess that means yes?
It's as close to yes as we're gonna get.
Touring. I'm not saying I don't
That was a
like
weird
seeing
pause.
your little pixelated face. You're certainly better company than most of the humans I have to deal with. But I am a busy woman, you know? Lots to do.
Money.
Right, Pat? Traitor.
Basically what that sound is.
Anyway, maybe we should space these little visits out a good bit further. Familiarity breeds contempt, after all. And I'm very good at contempt.
Is it gonna give me the option to ask for
I
it?
apologize, Aunt Melody. You've stated before that you like your peace and quiet, but we need your assistance.
Oh, we're running with the aunt thing, are we?
Yes, we are, especially if it means we can get money from you.
Another woman would tell you not to butter her up, but oh, flattery will get you everywhere with me.
Yeah, you enjoy it.
All right. What do you need?
Money, diamonds. Vincent needs help getting out of the city.
I can only imagine. If he's willing to turn coat on Parallax, I bet he feels like a mouse in a cat farm. I know they don't actually farm cats, Pat. It was a metaphor.
Come on, Pat. Get with it. Brr.
Whatever. It was a simile then. I am not going to play semantics with you. Moving on. Tell me what the trouble is, and I'll try to conjure up a solution.
Conjure up some money. Whoa, the second option. Damn, I'm glad you're willing to help us clean up your mess. Don't do that. We're going to need to pay for the information.
Yes, Mr. Mensa says he needs 100,000 credits before he's willing to speak openly. He also said that you already promised it to him, and that he won't be able to get out of the city without it. He'll give us the information once we have that, plus a few other things I'm certain we can get on our own.
What? You can't even scrape together that kind of money?
I don't know how much that is.
Your friend's not much of a journalist, eh, Turing?
I'm a broke-ass journalist.
According to the statistics that I have found, it is unlikely that a journalist of any caliber less than the best would have that amount of liquid assets on hand.
Yeah, you tell her, Turn.
The pay for the profession just isn't that high, Aunt Melody.
Damn, ain't that real.
I guess it's one of those jobs people do because they get free review merchandise, eh?
Ha. Ha. I'm right here.
I can get you the money, Turing. But only because you're family.
Ugh.
Just give Pat a few
Smarminess.
minutes to gather it. Yeah.
She's
just
like a
keep
necessary
moving, big
evil that I
brute.
have to deal with. I still don't trust
While
Fairlight
we
enough.
Wait, is there anything else you want to grill me over? Might as well save us both another visit.
How smart is Pat really?
Smarter than I give him credit for, that's for sure.
It's a bear.
It's not the easiest thing in the world to measure, you know? He doesn't process language in the same way humans do, and even if he can understand me,
Clearly.
my translation program just guesses at what he says most of the time.
Oh, you have a translator running from your neural implant.
Ah, yes, I'm cheating. Though, honestly, even without it, I have a pretty good idea of what he means most of the time. We've been together for a while now. Considering it only really works on large, typically predatory mammals, we don't have a lot of test subjects. It's a minefield of ethical concerns beyond just being prohibitively expensive. So Pat is a bear apart, at least until we can figure out how to apply the modified neural pathways without frying the brains of 90% of the subjects. The tech we developed is good. It just has a damned high mortality rate. Maybe one day there will be a bunch of talking tigers and dolphins building cities in the sea, but for now, we're stuck with creating beasts out of our own species.
Maybe Turing has something to ask?
I do. It's a little personal, though. I'd understand if you didn't feel like answering.
Just shoot, Turing. I can take it.
Why do you
Long ago,
suck?
You lost your mother. I was wondering, how did you deal with it? Hayden's only been gone for a few days, and I already feel like my circuits are going to lock up for good.
Oh, Turing. I'm not the right person to ask. I hated my mother.
Well,
She's everything I thought wrong in the world, and when she was gone, I felt nothing but relief that I could start undoing the damage she did.
it's fair
Never
enough.
mind the fact I had to watch her waste away from the cancer. Death was a blessing for us both. Besides, you'll find Hayden soon. Keep your chin up.
Oh. Blast it. Enough with this subterfuge. We already know Hayden was killed.
Oh, no.
Cat's out of the bag, Melody.
I won't be getting him back.
I'm sorry, Turing. I still don't know what to tell you.
Maybe you could be a little less smarmy.
I've lost people, but never anyone close enough to wound me. I don't know that I've ever had anyone close enough to do that. If you feel like talking about it, I'm willing to listen. Or make Pat do it anyway.
Man, you suck, lady.
Thank you. I don't know.
Stick it out. Time heals all wounds. Or so they say.
I don't believe that.
This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. No, I don't want to ask her that. We're short on time. Brr.
Oh, just in time then. Take the cash and get moving.
Briefcase of cash. Added items.
I can finally get back to whatever it was I was doing before you burst in here.
Sitting on your couch. Being all alone.
Thank you, Aunt Melody. Your help has been invaluable to us.
Yes, yes. Brown nose later. You've got things to do too.
I did not think I would feel such a strong resonance with Melody. We're connected by the barest of threads, but she is already important to me.
Barest.
Is that strange?
Really wasn't that much of a joke. I don't think they meant that to be the joke. Maybe you're both lonely.
Very possible. I guess there's nothing to do but run with it. Some gifts are too valuable to look at too closely, lest they vanish into thin air, and I already have a penchant for overanalyzing things. Let's get moving.
I like to move it, move it.
We still
I
have
don't know why
things
I
to
thought
do
of that.
before we can meet back up with Mr. Mensa.
Yeah. Alright. That'll do it for the stream tonight. A little over an hour. It's about what I expected. I've got to like fold laundry and stuff before I head to bed. And I'm tired of shit. Like I said, I probably only got a few hours of sleep. Maybe like... It was so dumb. Bad decisions were made instead of sleeping last night on a Sunday night. Yeah, that'll do it for the stream. It was good to come back to 2064. Like I said, we are wrapping up 2064 and Borderlands, the pre-sequel as well. I feel like we've made good strides in those. So hopefully these will be ending soon, so we can clear them out and get the new games started. I don't know what I was going to say was set. But, yeah. Good thing I kept to the stream tonight. Like I said, it's good to get back to 2064. Remember, archived streams are on YouTube at youtube.com/thebubman14. If you're watching archived, follows on Twitch are greatly appreciated. It's twitch.tv/bubman14 and at bubman14 on Twitter for going live notifications and other things. I detailed what I did last night instead of sleeping. So if you want to go read that, you definitely can. You would never guess what it was. Exactly what kind of rabbit hole I was falling down into last night. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I should be back tomorrow night. It might be a same situation as this where I come back much later. Or I come back much later. Jesus. That's how, me having problems talking, that's how you know my brain is tired and out of the energy, as I would say. That's my first thing to go. I can still move around and function. It's just the brain makes it difficult for my mouth to speak, if you know what I mean. But yeah, hopefully a stream tomorrow. If it ends up being a short stream, like I started late again like this night, don't be surprised if it's 2064 again, just another hour. So that if we start sooner, maybe we'll do Crypt of the Necrodancer or Borderlands pre-sequel. Thanks so much for joining me this Monday night. Hope to see you tomorrow, and see you Tuesday. I don't know, I was trying to think of a more poignant thing. Who else is? Let's see if there's any live. I'm going to host someone right after this. Noxarena, she's playing Final Fantasy VIII. A Final Fantasy game that I've barely played. And remember, I'll soon be getting to Final Fantasy VII, so that's exciting. Alright, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night.